Dear learners, today we will discuss about some of the case studies on disasters in India and the lesson learned. So let's discuss about Bhopal gas tragedy. The Bhopal gas tragedy occurred on the night of 2 to 3 December 1984 when methyl isocyanide gas leaked from the Indian Carbide pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. It caused over 3,800 immediate deaths, while total fatalities later rose to 15,000 to 20,000, with more than 5 lakh people exposed to toxic gas. The disaster resulted from poor safety systems, inadequate maintenance, absence of buffer zone, lack of public warning mechanisms, and weak regulatory oversight. It led to major legal reforms, including the Environment Protection Act 1986 and the Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, highlighting the need for strict industrial safety, land use zoning, emergency preparedness, community awareness, and rapid compensation mechanisms. Next is Odisha Supercyclone 1999 versus Cyclone Fani 2019. The Odisha cyclone 1999 caused nearly 10,000 deaths due to inadequate early warning systems, limited cyclone shelters, and poor disaster preparedness. In contrast, Cyclone Fani 2019, despite being an extremely severe cyclone, resulted in only about 64 deaths because over 1.2 million people were evacuated in advance. The establishment of the Odisha State Disaster Management Authority, expansion of cyclone shelters, improved forecasting by the Indian Meteorological Department, and effective community-based evacuation significantly reduced casualties. The comparison demonstrates that disaster mortality is largely preventable and depends on preparedness, timely warnings, resilient infrastructure, and coordinated response rather than hazard intensity alone. Next is Uttarakhand floods 2013, the Himalayan tsunami. The Uttarakhand floods of June 2013, often called the Himalayan tsunami, were triggered by intense cloudburst and the breach of Chorabari Lake near Kedarnath, causing devastating flood landslide. Over 5,700 people lost their lives, while thousands were rescued through Operation Surya and Operation Rahat. The disaster was intensified by unregulated construction, deforestation, and climate change impacts, and weak coordination between the Indian Meteorological Department and response agencies. Key lessons include enforcing eco-sensitive zone regulation, strengthening inter-agency coordination, expanding NDRF capabilities, monitoring glacial lakes, improving early warning systems, and implementing effective pilgrim registration and tracking mechanisms. Next is Kerala floods 2018. The Kerala floods of 2018 were caused by record monsoon rainfall and the near simultaneous release of water and 30 dams, including the Idukki Dam, leading to widespread flooding across the state. The disaster claimed over 480 lives, displaced around 1 million people, and caused economic losses exceeding 40,000 crores. Contributing factors include poor dam operation coordination, encroachment of wetlands and floodplains, and inadequate interdepartmental planning. The disaster highlighted the need for integrated reservoir management, wetland conservation, climate resilient planning, effective health surveillance in relief camps, and greater recognition of community participation, especially the vital rescue role played by Kerala's fishermen. The cross-cutting themes are disaster case studies in India reveal several common lessons. Early warning systems are the most effective tool for reducing casualties, as demonstrated by the contrast between 1999 Orissa supercyclone and Cyclone Fani 2019. Strong institutions such as NDMA, SDMS, and NDRF significantly enhance preparedness and early warning response. Land use planning and environmental regulations are essential because unregulated development increases disaster risks. Community participation strengthens rescue and relief efforts, while effective interagency coordination prevents delays and duplication during emergency. Long-term rehabilitation and compensation must be planned proactively as highlighted by the Bhopal tragedy. Climate change is increasingly intensifying the frequency and severity of disaster across India. Finally, we can say India's disaster management approach has evolved from a reactive, relief centric model to a proactive, prevention, and preparedness oriented framework through the Disaster Management Act 2005 and the National Disaster Management Plan. Lessons from the major disasters such as the Bhopal gas tragedy, Orissa supercyclone, Uttarakhand floods, and Kerala floods demonstrate that effective governance, scientific planning, early warning systems, resilient infrastructure, environmental protection, and strong institutional coordination significantly reduce disaster impact. Community participation and climate resilient development further strengthens disaster risk reduction. The central takeaway is that disaster risk is determined not only by hazard severity but also by the quality of governance, preparedness, and resilience. Thank you, learners, for your patience hearing.